that you can see the opposition now taking over demands for compensation, reparations, and justice for victims of different kinds of police excesses. But the president, to some extent, has also, by creating that task force to compensate the victims, is also running towards owning the narrative as well. Do you feel that, yes, both sides will be talking about the same things, it's just who is talking about it better?
Well, that's one way of looking at it, but honestly, Fred, for me, the opposition is confused, undefined, leaderless, rudderless. Still, up to today, they are not able to tell us who is going to take the mantle. Still, up to today, they are not able to put up what their policies are. You know, on a serious note, they are just jumping on what we are creating. For example, now, and a good question is, why are they not proposing something else? We have proposed a compensation system, you know, for those who suffered the police brutality. You know, they're not coming up with anything new. They don't have intellectuals in that team. They don't have people who sit down to craft ideas and say, Kenya will be better if we did this. You know, they just there wait for President Ruto to say something, and then they create a reason to go to church, not to worship, but to go and say something counter whatever it is. And that is unfortunate, because it denies Kenya the competition of ideas. And when you listen to what they are talking about, one of them is saying, I was approached to join the government, and then he goes on to say, we will make it like Malawi. It is going to be one time. I want to tell you, I worked in Malawi as a commissioner for COMESA Competition Commission, which is headquartered in Malawi. And you cannot compare in any way President Ruto and President Lazarus Chakwera. Because let me tell you, this one, first of all, moved from the pulpit to the State House, the equivalent of their State House. President Ruto has been in this business 15 years as a member of parliament, minister, formed a political party, and so on. And he has also served in as a vice president for another 10 years. We are talking about somebody who really sees what, and has the experience and the understanding, has gone through the disappointments and the wins, and knows what is supposed to, what tickles what. So there's a very big difference. And then the style of management, you can't compare former President Lazarus Chakwera with President Ruto. Again, because this is a president who goes out of his way to listen to what the people are saying. That's number one. And people criticized him a lot because they were saying he's not staying in State House or what. As usual, the politicians in the opposition will wait for something to be done for them to criticize, you see. And then if you look at how other different way he does his thing is, he proposes ideas, very bold ideas. Ideas, some of them are not new. For example, universal health care. It's not a new idea, but he pushes it in such a way that he knew it was there in the manifestos of ODM and in our manifesto. It was there during Uhuru. Uhuru also tried to do some universal health care, you get. So, but he comes up and says, you know, these people in the past, they have tried, it hasn't worked. What we need to do is to anchor these ideas in law. And 4 laws were passed at the Senate and at the National Assembly that anchored now the prospects of a proper universal health care for the nation. So you have a president who is way, way, way above. And I think I need to correct this idea about the thinking that President, by saying that he has a PhD, he's not saying something, he's saying a lot. I'm a student myself of PhD, and I know it is not a joke to get that third degree. But apart from that, the context at which he was saying that speech, and I don't know why people try to politicize everything. He just said, look, I have no reason why I should not do the hard lifting, the heavy lifting that this country needs to do. I am younger than most of the presidents who have been here. I am more educated than most of them who have been here. I have a bigger economy, a bigger budget than the people who have been here in this office before. So he was saying that, in a sense, we as a nation have no reason why we should not move forward. Okay. But you know, people pull up one and say, oh, he's saying he's educated, and then you see the zero politics that people keep talking about. Okay. I want to say this, and I'll say it again. Being a leader is a difficult job. And for me, I think it's time that Kenyans realize that our manifestos are really not different. And when you see that somebody is doing something, let us support for the time. Then there'll be time for us to move around and do the politics, to make the choices. But for now, it's not everything that is bad. Let us support what is good. Yes,
but Senator, you began by saying that the other team is yet at this time to name their flag bearer. And I'm wondering, Wakili, 687 days to the election. Are we expecting too much from the opposition? Is it wrong for them, from the united opposition? I know that I've seen the headlines where they're coming up with a name probably for what the coalition will be. For now, let's call them the united opposition.